Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's a pleasure to follow the honourable member for Hertsmere, but I want to begin by associating myself with the remarks made by my honourable friend for Cardiff Central. I wish that I wasn't engaged in this debate tonight. I wish that we weren't having to clear up this mess. And I wish that the former Right Honourable Member for Witney had not cut and run, but was here to help dig his way out of this hole. I'm not surprised that he left, because he offered us a political strategy that was based on all the ethos and ethics of the Bullingdon Club. Smash up the place, leave some cash on the table, and leave it to others to clear up. Well, I'm not sure where the cash is, because I'm not sure, Madam Deputy Speaker, where the money is, because we appear to be, well, as the honourable member for Peterborough knows, we appear to be £500 billion further in debt than we were in 2010.
Absolutely right.
So I wish we weren't starting from here. But, Madam Deputy Speaker, the people have voted. This is a democracy, and I will respect the decision that was taken. But my right honourable friend, the member for Leeds Central, hit the nail absolutely on the head. The people of this country did not vote for a plan. They did not vote for a blueprint. They did not vote to lose their jobs. No. And they did not vote based on the full truth on the table. Indeed, this was a terrible campaign, bedevilled with lies about what money would be saved and what money would be spent. But there was a vote to make Parliament sovereign, and we should start now by making sure that Parliament is sovereign over the plan. Hear, hear. So this must be the first debate of many, and tonight and over the days to come we should have the first vote of many, as we ask the Brexit Secretary and his colleagues to come back to the House to check in on whether they have got the answers right and whether they have got the strategy sound. Now, I want to make sure that as he sets about those negotiations, that there are three things uppermost in his mind. First of all, we have to make sure that those who lose out from Brexit are helped and supported. We all know that there will be those who are battered and bruised by the Brexit process. There is no point pretending otherwise. But let us make sure that there is a plan in place to support those people. They are not the rich. They are the poor, and they are people on tax credits, and as has been argued earlier this afternoon, they are the people whose tax credits are frozen. Absolutely. And as a result of that, and as a result of the higher inflation now cursing fuel and food, they will be £620 a year worse off by the next election. Yep. So I say to the government, we need to see a plan for making sure that we don't waste £1 billion on corporate tax cuts by 2020. Let us use that money to unlock the freeze on benefits. I give way to the honourable member.
Can you explain why we've been the fastest growing G7 economy for the whole of last year, with an acceleration in the second half, why wages are up and real wages are up and things are looking good?
I know that experts are no longer in fashion on that side of the House, but the Office of Budget Responsibility is very clear. Because of higher inflation, people on tax credits will be poorer, not richer, over the next couple of years. Now, I genuinely believe that the Brexit Secretary does want to protect hard-working families, but let us see him put his money where his mouth is and argue with the Chancellor to unfreeze tax credits over the next couple of years. That should be our priority. Second, we need a real plan to protect manufacturing in this industry, in this country. We have to recognise that manufacturing output has not yet recovered to the level it was before the crash. And yet, if you look at the car industry in regions like mine in the West Midlands, that is employing 49,000 people today. That industry will be destroyed if we have to rely on WTO tariffs of 10%, and if we add another 10% of costs by building a border to check the 60% of parts that we import to build the cars that are created in this country. So whatever the deal that is put in place, it has to put manufacturing first. Third, we have to make sure that there is no race to the bottom on rights, on workers' rights, on social rights, on the rights of minorities. We have already seen the briefing that has come out of a number 10 source, that in the 2020 manifesto the Conservatives will propose exiting the European Convention on Human Rights. That great European Magna Carta that we in this country helped draw up after the war to stop, check any return to the Holocaust that we marked last week. How can we possibly contemplate now leaving that convention and joining the company of Putin's Russia. So I hope that over the course of these debates we will have that cast-iron guarantee that there will be no exit from the Convention on Human Rights. The final point I think I would make to the government is that although there are tests for me on how we protect those battered and bruised by Brexit, on how we defend manufacturing, on how we make sure there's no race to the bottom on rights, the spirit of these negotiations is important. I have to accept that we will leave a federal Europe, but I believe that now could be the start of a confederal project, where we begin to step up our collaboration with our neighbours on security, where we step up collaboration on jobs, where we step up collaboration on international development, where we step up collaboration on science, where we step up collaboration on the things that we can do together in the world. In this debate, it is so important now that we do not listen to the devils and the demons of division. Now is the time for the government to listen to the better angels of our nature.